Welcome to Counsel and Community.
Hello and welcome back to Counsel and Community, where legal insight meets real-life impact. I'm Kevin Rosenquist here with Sarah Green and Brett Nelson of the Nelson Law Group team to share practical guidance on navigating legal challenges while offering tips for personal growth and financial well-being. We're going to talk today about co-parenting during the holidays. Sarah, Brett, good to see you guys.
Hi there.
Hi, thanks for having us back.
Well, I would imagine that this is a hot button topic in the divorce world. Brett, what legal issues tend to come up around holiday visitation and parenting time?
Biggest issue is you can't cut the kids in half.
Mm-hmm.
Invariably, both parents want to spend as much time with their children as possible, especially during the holidays, especially if they have the time off from work. And it's just not possible. So you need to learn that you need to be intentional about the time that you do get with the kids, and the day doesn't matter. Just take the time that you get, focus on your quality time with the children, and enjoy it.
My mom was always, my parents are still together, miraculously to some, but my mom will often everything has to be celebrated on the day. And I've always been like hey, if I can't make it on this day, can we just celebrate on a different day for whatever reason? You know, what we've got other family, whatever. Are parents resistant to just saying hey, we could split the holiday up, but it's got to be, you got to work with us a little bit here. You got to bend a little on the actual day of celebration.
I'm finding less and less resistance to the idea that I can spend time with the kids when I get them or when the order provides. The biggest area where that is most difficult is in small children. Ages less than 5, 6 years old, where that joy of opening those gifts from Santa, if you will, is those moments are priceless. And I encourage my clients with small children that I can remember being a small boy, and I didn't really regret the fact that I had 2 Christmases because I had 2 sets of parents. I kind of enjoyed the fact that I got to open up gifts under 2 trees.
Yeah. I mean, what kid wouldn't enjoy that, right?
Yeah. And a lot of this is just, parents' preconceived notions of how they viewed their life and what it was going to be like to be married. And quite frankly, if you couldn't figure it out with your spouse or the mother or father of your children, then it's on you. Take responsibility for the choices that you've made, and this is just one of those unintended consequences of the choices that you previously made, or and even if you don't feel you're at fault in the relationship ending, we all play a role in the success or failure of relationships, and no one to be mad at but yourself.
That's a great point too, that it comes down to about how you perceived Christmases to be. And that unwillingness to bend comes from that plan of what things were going to look like, before the divorce. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. How can a well-written decree help minimize holiday conflicts between these parents?
One thing I love about Texas is they have a standard possession schedule, and I almost invariably recommend, use as strong a word as I can find to get my clients to put a standard possession schedule, at least for the holidays, in their final decree of divorce, because then everybody knows what to expect and can plan accordingly. And both parties are then equally motivated to make agreements to take into account specific circumstances that may come up from year to year. If one parent is always getting Christmas and the other parent is always getting Thanksgiving, there's just no room for negotiation, because presumably the party that is getting that holiday wanted it for a specific reason. And if your circumstances change, you remarry, or which is the most common one, you may want to have that time with your children and your new family so that they can integrate. But when there's no room for negotiation, if there is no variability in the schedule.
I mentioned earlier about how particular my mom was about the day that we celebrate certain things, but what kind of help, what kind of coaching do you give to parents about adjusting holiday schedules so that disputes can be avoided?
I typically tell my clients that before you say no, you need to have a really good reason and one that you feel justified. You could swear an oath, sit in the chair, the witness stand, and look at the judge and tell him or her why you said no. If you don't have plans or you don't have a answer for the court that would be satisfactory to them, you better consider saying yes.
That's a good point. Like, do you see oftentimes that it's just it's sort of like you're so dug in on the issue, if you will, that they don't want to say yes?
100%. Well, she didn't let me have this when I asked. And I always ask, well, who's going to go first? Who's going to be the first to agree to a change? Somebody has to be first. And then the next question is, what happens if they don't reciprocate? And then they don't reciprocate. But how are your kids going to view this? How much benefit do your children get from you saying yes to this specific request? Putting aside your time, again, what is best for your children? How are your kids going to perceive you if you die to yourself and give up something that's dear to you for their benefit and quite frankly for the benefit of the other parent?
That's a good point. Sarah, how can parents reframe the holidays to perhaps build new traditions instead of focusing on how it's not the same as it used to be?
Divorce is an opportunity to, everything's been, the old life is gone, right? The way that you did it, a lot of times your house, your living situation, and people get a lot of times hung up in the loss of what they used to have, and they forget to look forward into what can I have now? What can this look like? And, for a lot of times when you talk to a client, I'll be like, okay, but, how are you going to decorate your new living room? What's your favorite color that maybe your ex hated? Same thing with traditions. My kid's dad hated glitter. So when holidays,
I'm with him on that one.
he hated glitter. Men hate
Everywhere.
glitter. Yeah. And so, I could do like glitter decorations on the tree. We could have glitter, those types of little things and have fun with it. What can you do? My big kids, I have adult children now. I still have one at home, and we just started doing brunch for the holidays. And this last year we added in everybody wears a pair of ridiculous, like those onesie things. I'm a reindeer with antlers. We started doing that, and we do brunch and everybody brings something, and we realized, man, this is so much better than the way we had done it, where I did all the cooking and it was exhausting and it took me 3 days. And now we all pitch in, we have some mimosas, we play games. It's a totally different way of doing the holidays that just evolved. Not necessarily because of the divorce, just, people's ages and life stages. And it's the best. And when I tell people about what we do, they're like, God, that's so great. I want to do that. And so we have to think about what is possible now. What is something that maybe we wanted to do but couldn't? What can this look like now that we're shifting into a new reality, and focus on the positives there and be willing to build from that space instead of out of a place of mourning what you lost.
What's one thing divorced or separated parents can do that can help their kids feel secure during the holidays and not fought over?
Be kind to the other parent. Be courteous, be respectful, be thoughtful, help, take the kids shopping for the other parent. And, really be intentional about making the holidays special for the children, and worry less about how you are feeling about the holidays.
I love what Brett said about buying a gift, or, kids make the kid art, in school, they make the little ornaments, or, consider passing that along to the other house, keeping kind of that sense of joy and sense of wonder, and not behaving in a way that's going to take away from a beautiful season that kids really look forward to. It's really paramount.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like you guys have given both many mindful moments in this episode, but Sarah, what do we got for our mindful moment of the day?
Let's see. Today's mindful moment is going to be write a short list of new traditions, things like that you could do with your kids. Maybe sit down, if you have little children, sit down and think about what have you kind of always wanted to do for Christmas, or what sounds fun for you? What do you think we should start doing as kind of a new tradition type thing? Get everybody's input on it. Maybe put them in a jar and pull one out and just kind of let yourself be surprised with it, but let it be fun. What do we want this to look like? What do we want to do together? And go from there.
All right. Well, remember, for more insights and exclusive resources tailored to navigate life's challenges, be sure to check out the Nelson Law Group app. It is specifically designed to support you through the divorce process with expert advice and community resources. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Leave us a review. Brett, Sarah, I always love chatting with you both. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. Have a good day.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a review in the comments. For more exclusive content, including helpful guides like our Divorce Care Guide, download our app today and get the support you need right at your fingertips.